Yeah, well, you know, this isn't the fun part of this tournament. Certainly not the press conference you plan a lot for. But you know, when I think of the journey our team has been on from the beginning of the year, I can't be anything other than incredibly proud of the growth, individually and collectively. The leadership our older guys have shown, the selflessness that our team has shown. Whenever you play as many young guys as we play, there's some guys that have been in the program that have to accept roles that maybe they wouldn't probably see themselves accepting unless the team was playing real well. So on behalf of my entire staff and my program, we're incredibly proud to have been here. This is exactly where we wanted to be. We like where we're going. We would have liked to play a little bit better tonight. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. You know, I think when I think of the match, you know, it was a game of kind of runs. I think that both teams got out of the gates with maybe some jitters and some nerves, a lot of serving errors early and some hitting errors early. But when it settled down, it simply came down to who was going to keep their setter closer to the net. And when they did that, they sided out at a high number. When we did that, we sided out at a high number. But we weren't able to keep them out of system ultimately long enough, or stay in system long enough ourselves. But I certainly loved the battle of our guys. Losing the first set, coming back, win the second set. It was a full investment effort, and ultimately we didn't get the result we want, but I'm incredibly proud of each and everyone who wears black and gold.
Andrew Van Lopes here from Off the Block. It seemed like throughout the match that BYU was able to get you guys out of system a bit. What were they doing from the service line that you guys were having trouble with?
They were just mixing it up every single time. No two serves were the same, so they just kept us adjusting and trying to like stay ahead of the play, but they just kind of got on us a few times and we left a few too many runs.
And Coach, I want to ask you about TJ DeFalco tonight. You know, he was able to put up some good kill amounts. What was he able to do to be successful tonight offensively?
Well, I think ultimately he just competed really, really well. He's a good volleyball player. He's got a great arm. It wasn't comfortable early. He kept battling. He's grown so much as a volleyball player. Tonight was a very good example of a young man who's just starting to show what he's really capable of. But in this big moment, this big stage, he didn't have. It wasn't the easiest night. He had some errors. He had some serving trouble early on, but he battled, and we set him a lot of balls. As the match went on, he hit a real high number when they probably had a pretty good idea we were setting him some balls. But I thought he did a great job of trying to make a difference in the match with what we like to call volleyball plays. He blocked balls. He dug some really important balls. He served well as the match went on, and offensively he was great. He took big swings in big moments. So yeah, I think he had a heck of a match.
Coach, what goes through your head when you see a stat line like what Brendan Sander had tonight? How tough was he?
Yeah, he's real good. I mean, they have two All-Americans on the left side, and we got to one, and we didn't get to the other so much. You know, that's kind of the way it is. Brendan had a great night, but in reality, volleyball's going to come down to execution of winning the serving and passing battle, the combination. You know, and we both teams got in some trouble early with serving, and then we never really got them in a lot of pressure. So I think that the match looks a little different. Obviously, if we could get them in a little bit more pressure and they're not running on offense with their setter at the net all night. But yeah, Brendan, he's a great player. Had a good night, but we did do some really good things. Came up with some good moves on their other pin hitters and got their 0-2 in a lot of trouble. And whenever you do that, it generally puts you in a position to have a chance to win. Which, you know, when it's 1-1 after the first two sets, we're right in that thing.
Coach, I want to ask you about the third set really quick, because going in game 1 and 2, I think TJ had about 30 attack attempts, and game 3 had about 4 or 5. Was there an emphasis in that third game to try to distribute the ball a little bit more, or was that just kind of the nature of the flow of the game?
No, sure. I think it's always a goal, right? I think most teams would like to have some more balance than just setting one guy. So yeah, I think that what you see that if you're not passing the ball great, or you're not able to run your quicks a whole lot, then your pin hitters are going to have a big number. I think TJ had a bigger number than we would have liked, We tried to get some more balance as it went on, and then it ended up being he was having a big night too and having a lot of success and taking big swings, so we probably ended with him getting a lot of swings as well.
Taylor, Josh runs down like almost every ball. I didn't see him call help too often. What does it mean to have a setter who never gives up and who can throw up those sets consistently?
It's big. It's big for our team, and all year he's done a good job pushing through a lot of stuff and being great for us, and just being a great all-around teammate and doing what he can as a setter to make us good. And I have a lot of respect and a lot of love for Josh because he has worked incredibly hard this year, and I'm proud of him. So.
Does it bring a unique attitude to the team at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Josh brings definitely a unique attitude to the team and kind of brings a sense of fun to it. You see him in warm-ups, he's always dancing around, doing that stuff. He's just a fun guy, loves to be on our team, and loves every guy on the team. So he's a special guy to have.
Taylor, Andrew, I know that you guys would have wanted your season to end differently, but what does it mean for you to, maybe can't answer this now in the moment, what does it mean knowing that you guys were the team that got Long Beach State back to the NCAA tournament after about 8 years of not making it?
I think it's just credit to like Taylor and all the, our seniors that they set they're gonna be leaving with a legacy, and that we created this culture for incoming freshmen, our freshmen this year, anyone younger, and I think they just set it up really nicely for the years to come, and this was kind of final push with them. I mean, we wish it went differently, but I wouldn't want to go to battle with anyone else.
For me, it's been a goal to kind of leave the legacy behind, and being a redshirt freshman with a few other guys, Dan and both the Johns, and just having a really, really good class that I came in with, and really experienced Coach Knipe's first year back, and how hard we pushed to make a change in the program and how we play volleyball. It was huge, and it's something I'll never forget being a part of. I have so much respect for the guys that are graduating with me, and they've done so much that they haven't gotten necessarily the accolades and the attention for it. They're kind of the heart and the engine of this team. They gave up a lot, they sacrificed a lot, and I love these guys. So.
And Coach, you're obviously losing some great seniors, but the future's bright for Long Beach State. What's your message to your team this offseason, your fans looking ahead in 2017?
Yeah, I think Andrew and Taylor both touched upon it. It's sustainable success over a long time is something that you want, and it's not as easy in a collegiate environment as it is maybe in a pro sport where you can keep guys for 10 or 12 years. There's the natural rollover of your graduating classes, and there's certainly some classes that you would like to hang on to a little bit longer. But the most important thing for sustainable success is to create a culture that breeds competition, breeds trust and ownership and responsibility, hard work, high character, attention to detail, and it doesn't happen overnight. So Taylor referenced our first year together, which was his freshman year. It's been a tremendous amount where we've stressed them hard, we've pushed them hard, we've asked them to be great and expect greatness in every part of their life, and at every turn they've responded. So I guess my message is, when you're trying to put a template together like that, it's not for one season. You're trying to have excellence for years and years to come, like we expect Long Beach State volleyball to be about. That's what I believe it was when I was a player. It has been as I've been an assistant coach and head coach, and I think that we have a lot of people who feel the same way about it. So I guess the message is we love the support we have. We had some massive crowds at the Pyramid this year. It's a great place to play, and of course the future looks bright with some of the guys that we have and some of the guys we'll continue to bring in. But the most important right now is to reflect on all the hard work that this group put in and what they were able to accomplish, because we have to take some baby steps before we can get back. And this wasn't a baby step. This was a big step for us. And the guys are hurting right now because I think they believe that, and I absolutely believe this, that we're getting a volleyball team to play in that match on Saturday night. But then again, all 4 teams that are playing in this tournament right now are all capable of winning this tournament.